SABC News economics reporter Katlego Legodi is at the SATA Conference and filed this report for us.
Connecting underserved provinces and underserved areas, and of course bridging the digital divide. This is a topic that is under the spotlight on day 2 of the SATA's 45th conference underway at the SATA Convention Center. Various of the role players just streaming into Johannesburg to assert where they fit in terms of ensuring that there are solutions on the ground. We hear that there are about 21 million of those South Africans that are not connected. Most of them will be in the rural areas, will be in villages, and those are finding a voice today at this conference. Day 2, seeing various of the role players taking to the podium to present solutions that are already underway, and one of them is Quadruple Play. This is an organization that is really existent in 3 of the countries on the continent, and they're looking at penetrating and ensuring that really no one is left behind, reimagining connectivity, meaningful connectivity. And I'm going to bring Mr. Tembiso into the conversation with us. Tembiso Dlamini joining us from Quadruple Play, will just give us a sense of the work that you're doing. We see that really you are God sent, looking at some of the issues that have been coming through from the rural areas. They feel at times like the forgotten, but we see you as a company saying here that we need to ensure that we're strategic but also intentional about bridging this digital divide, especially where rural areas are concerned. Welcome to the SABC. Maybe let's start by getting a sense of who you guys are as Quadruple Play and how you fit in terms of these solutions. I see you have gadgets as well here. We'll go into some of the gadgets that you have at display here at the conference, just starting and looking at where you fit in terms of the solutions. Welcome to the SABC, Mr. Dlamini. Just give us a sense of the work that you guys do as Quadruple Play and how we find you here today.
Thanks a lot, Katlego, and thanks a lot to SABC viewers. Quadruple Play, it's an interesting company name. We've seen most of our clients, they can't spell it. They will always just say quadruple and not say the whole name. How we all started, we are a pretty young company. I think we opened office in 2021 in South Africa. With all the extensive experience that we bring into the company from the industry, especially the whole of Southern Africa, you will be shocked to learn that SATA, for instance, which we present and such solutions every conference in every country. The first time I was on this stage was year 2012, and what I've learned is the SATA member states will always come to the SATA conferences to present the challenges that they got in terms of bridging the digital divide. So it has been an ongoing problem. It has been with us at least for the last 2 decades in terms of connectivity. What I chose to do was to grab all those problems that they were presenting across, and all the time they will come with them. I will always appreciate the infrastructure that they will present, especially the submarine cables. I think if you noticed yesterday, there was a presentation about the submarine cables coming from the west and the east, and the fiber infrastructure across the country, especially for open service in South Africa. But no one spoke about what are those delivering, who exactly is the beneficiary of that. So where Quadruple Play comes in is after we opened our own ISP by the name of Touch IT by that time. Before we then saw that Touch IT is only just a service provider, but we just want to help all other service providers, not just our own, but to also help others so that all hands are on the deck in terms of connectivity. And we found that the space that has been neglected by all other service providers in the market, especially in South Africa, is the rural area.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big challenge there in terms of them really being the forgotten. We hear that there's a lack of opportunities, the delivery of services as well. They're not meaningfully playing in this economy as well as much as they can. But you were saying that there are solutions here. We're not just here to speak problems, and you've identified a gap there, and there are solutions. You're existed in 3 of the continent's countries. What are you picking up? Where do we find you? And what are these issues that you're picking up as you traverse some of these countries?
Thanks a lot, Katlego. What we found is common pain points on the customer end. We are a company that believes the end customer must benefit. So when we start our vision and mission, we start from the end user themselves. We identify the pain point. The pain point remains we are not connected. It doesn't matter the technology that has been deployed by the service providers in the market. For instance, you just mentioned we are operating in 3 countries in the continent. Of course, we are expanding, which is South Africa, Eswatini, and Zambia. We see the same problems. So it's more of a sample to say what are the pain points that we see. There is a lot of barriers that we have seen in the market, which is high cost of deployment of the technology. Our service providers in the market, they seem to use the same method or technology to deploy in urban and rural, whereas in rural, then you don't need to use the same technology. In that case, if you use a slightly less costly technology and the method of deployment is slightly less costly than you will do in urban, you still achieve the same results, the same quality.
All right, that report by Katlego Legodi.